All right, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you stay for this whole video, good for you. It's meant for you. If you don't want to stay, move along. I don't care. So, I want to talk about rose-colored glasses. I had some crazy experiences yesterday, and we're going to talk about it. I made a dirty chai this morning, and it is delicious. My protein coffee, but I put chai in it. So, dirty chai, it is freaking delicious. But anyway. So, yesterday, I'm going to start off with, I had this realization that I come on here, I tell you guys nuggets of wisdom that I have learned over the years, right? Through all of my trials and tribulations and all the things I've overcome and the situations I've been in with relationships and friendships and family relationships and grief and pain and discomfort and addiction and recovery and all the things, right? So overcoming all of those things, obviously I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of things that I can relate to a lot of people with when they're struggling. And I had this moment yesterday where I realized, no one is ever truly healed. Like, even though I give you guys this information and I'm relaying to you things in my life that I feel could help other people, I think there's times where I realize that I need to take my own advice as well, right? And I mean, it happens all the time. And yesterday I was in Lake George with my family, and there was a lot going on and whatever. And I had this moment with my nephew, and I was holding him. We were walking around in this little park area, and I took him over to see this little fountain, and I stopped myself and I said, Ashley, like, you need to stop and just be present. And I took like the deepest breath, and I was like, oh, I need to soak this in because it's not going to happen again, right? This is like once in a lifetime thing where I'm in this situation, like, just enjoy it. So I like tuned everything out, and it was like just so peaceful. And I was like feet in the grass. I didn't have shoes on. We were just walking around, enjoying the park. And it was the most beautiful freaking thing, right? So I am so glad that I had that clarity to say, okay, stop, like, calm down, focus, just be present, and let go of everything else. And it felt so good. So, going farther into that, I think clarity is such an important thing. And we were sitting talking while we were eating dinner about relationships and how hard it is when you are in a relationship and you have these rose-colored glasses on, right? And you're not seeing clearly. You're not looking at it from an outside perspective. And why, we were questioning why people stay in these relationships that are so harmful and they're so negative. And there's so many reasons people do that, but it's the rose-colored glasses. Like, you're sitting there, you want to be with this person, you do everything you can to make them happy, and you start to change yourself, and it almost becomes like a performance, right? Like, you're performing to be the best version of what you think that person wants you to be. Not what you are, but what you think they want from you. And are they doing the same back for you? Like, maybe they're performing, but are they giving back what you're giving in? Is it an equal give and take, or is it like way off, right? And I'm thinking back to all these my relationships, and then we're talking about, just other people that we know, that we've known throughout life, and different relationships. And like, it is so crazy to me that when we're in those situations, like, for me, I hung on way too long. Like, I did not gain that clarity for almost 10 years, both times. And it's like, I don't understand how I was so blind and let myself go so far to the point where I didn't know myself. And I was performing, and I was doing this out of, wanting to make them happy when I wasn't even, I wasn't happy, so like, how do we get stuck in those scenarios like that? And how do we all of a sudden gain that clarity and say, whoa, like, why am I here? Like, I need to go. So I thought that was so interesting. And being up there, I had so many memories of times of being with certain people and relationships and like things that were and we were talking about all these things, and all of these memories like were like flooding back to me from living up in Lake George. I used to live in Diamond Point, and then just times I had up there and fun times, yes, but then there was like all these other times. So like it was just crazy to have that experience. And I've had that a few times now. Like the last time I went and spent a couple days in Saratoga, it was like all of these memories flooding back to me, and how much I have changed as a person, like fundamentally at my foundation, especially looking at relationships. Like that is number one for me, because I lost myself so easily with those rose-colored glasses, like just performing, like I said, and not being truly me. Like I was being a version of me that I thought they wanted me to be, right? And then I would just lose myself, and I would just give in to what they wanted and what type of relationship they wanted it to be. And I was completely ignoring my morals and my values and what I wanted in a relationship. And my brother's wife said, she was like, it's crazy how long, it just depends on how long it takes someone to realize. And I said, yeah, like for me, it took me so long to realize that I needed to choose me first. And then once you finally find yourself and you find who you are and you are stable in that, that is when you're ready to actually get into a stable foundational relationship and know what you want and know who you are, and not lose yourself in that, in the excitement and all of it. And I think a big part of that is a big part of not leaving is because you put so much effort into it, and once you leave, it's like you feel like that is it makes you a failure. Like with anything, like if you were to go into a project or start a project and you didn't finish it and you leave it unfinished, it feels like you're failing, right? It feels like you're failing at that thing, and you've put so much time and effort in that, like, I can't leave now. Like, I've done all of this. It's been this long. We've had all of these experiences. How could I possibly leave? Like, what if no one ever finds me? And what if I'm single forever? Like, all of those thoughts start rushing in, but it's not worth losing yourself over that. Like, it just isn't. And being single is not the end of the world, because it's actually very much good for your growth and your internal discovery of yourself, right? And finding those parts of yourself and realizing from past mistakes how much has changed and how much you have changed. And that is so important too. It's like all of those places that you have been over time, you have to be so grateful and have so much gratitude for all of those things, even if they were hard lessons, right? That is so important when you hit those hard lessons in life, to take that and move forward with that and say, wow, I am so grateful I had those experiences, because it taught me to be this person that I am today. It taught me to change this part about myself or understand myself at a deeper level. That is one of the most important things that you'll ever learn, is those hard things in life get you to that higher place within yourself. So I had to talk about that today because it was just wild. It was on my mind. I'm like, so many people go through this with the rose-colored glasses and like just staying so long, just way too long in relationships that don't serve them and are just toxic and horrible. And I just kept questioning it yesterday. Like, why do we do that to ourselves? Like, why do we, just self-destruct our lives in ways and make it a performance when, deep within that that's not who you are, and you're just doing it just out of trying to please that person when you're not pleasing yourself. You're not letting you be you in that scenario. And it's just wild. And I did have the best weekend this weekend. Today I am doing the bare minimum. We're gonna relax. I put sweats on today. We're about to go to the park. I am just gonna go hang out in the grass with doers and enjoy the day. I have stuff to grill for dinner. I'm super excited. I'm just gonna relax today and make the most of it and enjoy my day off, relaxing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you relate, because I think so many of us can relate to this. And like I said, the performance of it, the rose-colored glasses, realizing when you need to have that clarity and choose yourself. Like yesterday with the baby and like being at the park, and I just had that moment of, wait a second, like I need to take my own advice. Be present, enjoy this moment. Like that clarity, that is so important. Having those moments of true clarity and saying, wait, slow down, take a breath. Like, this is what you want. Just enjoy it. Enjoy life. Enjoy every minute of life, because it's so short. You don't deserve to be in places where people don't respect you back or don't want the same level of love that you want for them. You need to find someone that's going to love you just as much as you love them. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.